Hey everyone, it's Bass Junkie Transmitting from Hamburg, Germany, back with a new video, and well, back with a new unboxing video because I received mail once again coming in from the AUT Records label from Berlin, run by Davide Lorenzon, a label you've heard of quite a lot if you've been following my channel for a while, because they've sent me stuff and sorted me out with their new releases for quite a while, basically for a few years. But before I go into this, it has been a busy week. For some reason, some stuff happened that was totally unexpected, which held me up and prevented me from shooting videos and stuff. But other stuff, good stuff happened. I relaunched an old sticker design to push my SoundCloud further. You might seen this on my website, Sticker Love and World Domination, if you've been following that. But here it is. Your kids love my bass. I just received like 2,500 of these pretty little stickers, which were originally out on the street in about 2011 and 12, actually, designed by Lisa Bombe, which is actually her real name, my former graphic designer who was associated with the Audio Lead label, where I met her, where I worked at the time as well, or I have been working at the time, I guess. And yeah, Your Kids Love My Bass, they're out again. And yeah, Bombe, of course, Lisa Bombe, her name is really Bomb, her last name. So yeah, this is what happened. And I've also retrieved some tapes from an old mail order, some old tapes from a mail order run by an old acquaintance of mine from the very first iteration of my Intro Tarine tapes label. So we're talking the time span like 2001 to 2004 here, and yeah, I've retrieved some unplayed tapes from that era. The first one is Intro Tarine tapes 05, mixed by Sahara and iCam, drum and bass stuff. Looked like this. It was all pretty much DIY back in the days, but we had like printed covers, and yeah, we like applied all the labels to the tapes ourselves. And of course the label contact information has been like covered because the old email address is not like working anymore. And the next one we got is Dark Jungle, mixed by iCam and Anonym, also former members of the Intro Tarine camp, both of them, but we lost touch a little bit. Looks like this, the spine looks like this. I hope this works with the glare. And the tape also like self-applied labels, very punk, very DIY. All those tapes had like a print run of 100 copies and were only locally sold at the Otaku Records store when it was still in the old location at Feldstraße, and also when we were like doing parties and stuff. And the last one, which was the last iteration in 2004, because and then we stopped the label because tapes weren't selling anymore, because everyone was like on the like file sharing and CDR tip and stuff. So we did just a stamped thing, DJ Ripley and myself, Bass Junkie, Streetwise Selection, Intro Tarine tapes 08. And this was basically for 15 years the last release on the label. This one is like Dark Jungle as well, and like rough streetwise jungle stuff. DJ Ripley, of course, is a friend of mine from the States. Back then she lived in New York. Now I guess she's in Philadelphia. Larissa Mann, also working as a like scholar and teacher and as an author, has written a book on like sample culture and copyright culture in reggae and dancehall and stuff, and is touring the world still in terms of DJing and stuff. So she released her first mixtape on my label Intro Tarine tapes as well, and I retrieved some of those, I guess 13 or 14 in total, like a few double copies of each one, and I will sell them only locally at the Otaku Records store again from I guess 25th of the month onwards, which will be my next shift there. And if you have any interest in getting those, and if you're not like in Hamburg, feel free to contact me like on Instagram or wherever you want. You know how to find me basically, so we can work something out. But those will not go up on BANDCAMP. Those will not go up on Discogs, I guess, and maybe at some point when I probably revive my Discogs. But for now they will be only available at the record store or like on direct contact for like a very low price, because well, this is like old stuff. Those have been unplayed for 20 years, so I presume they still sound good because they haven't been played, but this is like the first phase of the label, and this is just some backstock I retrieved for fun basically. But now let's dive into this one, into this like hefty parcel or hefty envelope the AUT Records label has sent me. This time from Berlin. Sometimes they send me stuff from Italy, so I guess they are going back and forth. But let's find out what they got. This is a stack of CDs actually, with 3 in total. And of course, if you order stuff on BANDCAMP, basically you will automatically get some stickers as well. So whenever I send out stuff, I make sure that people get some stickers and some extras if I have them, like to add to their like orders, because this is what I like to do, and I think people like that when they receive like some little stuff they can like spread on the street or whatever. And I will get deeper into stickers and reviving like old designs, because I got like a few older designs or design ideas like sitting on my hard drive. So I will bring the YouTube stickers back. I'm gonna bring the original Night Cell stickers back that are like on the tapes right now, and there's some other ideas. Maybe I will introduce a new Twitter sticker design as well, even though Twitter is named X now, and well, those are, well, having like Twitter on them might be useless, and I have some other sticker ideas and some other stuff that I want to try out. And printing stickers is actually super cheap, so like getting like a few bucks out to print like 1,000 or so is no big deal anymore. So let's dive into this one first. Has been released on October 12th, 2023. Here is a press sheet as usual. This is AUT Records 097. Filippo Sala Rifugi with, it's like a trio which consists of Filippo Sala, Enrico Terragnoli and Danilo Gallo, with like a lot of like interesting instruments. Electric sitar, which is like a kind of dulcimer but electrified, I guess. A Podophono and a filicorda. Never heard of those. Might be interesting. Electric bass, flute, radio object, and melodica. Total running time of like 49 minutes over a course of 9 tracks. And this is the first solo album by Filippo Sala, who is accompanied by the named musicians, and he is inspired by imagined photographic still, which is like photographic stills are interesting, like an interesting subject in itself, but imagining one and being inspired by that is like another level. It's like meta photography, I guess. Evocative instrumental music, which like tells a story, inspired by people, moments, and situations. Frozen memories, sensations translated into music during a moment of need for self-expression. Spare songwriting, post-rock, extravagant child calypso beats, which is interesting, drunken Roombas, which leads me to some very, very weird easy listening associations, but I'm going to find that out. Absurd arpeggios, and all bound together with daring and spontaneous sonorous pyrotechnics. Okay, this is like an advanced way to describe a record. Let's have a look at the cover, which is very like, I don't know, 60s space age, 70s, yeah, more 60s, I guess, in terms of style. Space inspired, sci-fi inspired. Could well be the poster for like an old sci-fi movie as well, like telling a tale of a civilization or whatever on a dark planet, like circling a black hole or whatever, orbiting a black hole. But I really like that. I like the style. It could also be like post-communist or very Soviet. art as well. They had this like darker, like subdued color as well. So refugee, which is probably does mean escape or something like that, because refugee means someone who like is escaping, fleeing from a place. So refugee might not be that far away from that meaning, I guess, but I could be totally mistaken because I don't speak Italian actually. The next one is AUT Records 096, Materical, a 11-track album, 46 minutes, by a quartet actually. AUT Records, there's the press sheet. Which consists of Enrico Fanedi, Luca Sirapiglio, Luca Bernard and Giacomo Pisani on a more classical or classic setup in terms of instruments, so nothing like very out there in there, like saxophones, clarinet, double bass, drums, cornet, so all like regular instruments, if you will. 8 original compositions, bold and characterful, all written by the quartet members, and some improvised chips on the theme of Materical, which gives the name to the band. So elements from the first album, which is like starting from a jazz perspective actually, and like crosses into different worlds of sound, which is influenced and like not undermined, has a foundation of kind of swing, I guess, and yeah, it's more like theatrical arrangement of the sound performance, a dialogue between the musicians. So what you'd expect from like a quartet or a small group of people, that they interact with each other and like communicate and create an own musical language. Also with an interesting, very artsy and a kind of like macro photography, microscopy photography cover, which is a little bit reminiscent of like science books maybe, or like if you like educational TV series where you get a very close look at the body cells or whatever this is, like in its original form. But this reminds me of like a very macroscopic image of like a cell or something maybe. Probably this is what Materical also refers to, but actually I gotta admit I have no idea what Materical is or means in detail, so I gotta look that up. Here is the back with the track list, and the last one we got is released on October 19th as AUT Records 098. So they're approaching the 100 very, very quickly, and like many labels did, like Sound and Silence crossed this barrier, and I hope they will continue to work further into like the 200s maybe. So this is Genera, Active Observation, and from the artwork on display on this sheet, I guess this might be some more percussive and minimalist thing. This is an album which spans like 51 minutes and 8 tracks basically. The musicians involved are Luca Venitucci, Dario Miranda and Armando Baron on drums, double bass, piano, melodica and OP1 synth. OP1 is familiar. This I guess Heinbach has an OP1 as well. I mentioned this instrument in his videos a lot. And this is the first album by the group as well, so a lot of firsts this time. Widespread content, indifference with an experimental attitude, a process of trial and error that can allow us to give worth to any possible experience, drawing valuable lessons. So this could be improvised music, I guess, minimal in character, but there's also improvisational flow is mentioned here. Varied sound territories, behaviors and atmospheres, freeform explosions to more intimate parts, from vigorous and deconstructed grooves to sections whose rarefication approaches that of ambient music. So, well, this seems to be a very experimental music. Probably I still go with a percussive feel, because the album, like looks, or the cover looks kind of percussive to me. Like, I don't know why, but it's probably like it looks a lot of sticks, and yeah, expresses a kind of rhythm in itself, I guess, in terms of the artwork. Not really sure where I'm getting this from, but this is just a feel, and could be made of like drumsticks and like all that comes to mind when I see the artwork here. So this is Active Observation by Genera, a new album on the a new trio album on the AUT Records label. Curious what this is? I'm going to review this, of course, on my website NuBeat. Review will be up, I don't know when, in the next days. I have taken a little break because I had actually not many promos coming in, so those might be popping up throughout the next week. Maybe tomorrow one or whatever. Yeah, this is it. I'm going to go into editing mode right now. If you have any remarks or thoughts, if you have heard those albums previously, please let me know in the comments, and otherwise check out my label, which is up there. And yeah, BANDCAMP, of course, down there. All the stuff down in the video description box, you know the score, and I'm going to go into editing mode. See you in the next one.